Curb appeal seems to be the buzzword among dads and dad culture lately. And I'm driving around this wonderful city, Hamilton County, Chattanooga, even in Georgia. And guess what, guys? Your houses are fucking disgusting. That's right. Yeah, I know the lawn looks good. You guys do a great job on the lawn. Not saying that. But it's covered in dirt and pollen. This is the allergy capital of the world. What are you doing with dirty houses, dirty trucks, dirty driveways? You know what? I know you're not going to get off your butt and clean it because you don't have the tools. You don't have the money to buy those tools. You need to call a professional. You need to call my guys Bobby and Steve at Elite Clean Chattanooga. They do pressure washing service. They hang Christmas lights. They will mount TVs, driveways, homes, apartments, vans, cars, wherever you live or dwell. They got your back. So give Bobby a call at 423-389-4771. Again, that's Elite Clean Chattanooga, 423-389-4771. And clean your shit up. Summer's coming to an end. I know, it's depressing. You never did get that summer body. But guess what? You got to switch things up. You're going to get that winter body. Get that perfect winter hot bod with 10-8 personal training. I mean, the owner, Dylan, he's got a hot bod. His number one student, Paul's got a hot bod, abs for days. I don't do it, and so mine's a little questionable. Maybe I got to call 10-8 personal training and take advantage of that free first session. Captain Cranberry, he hit the books like a superhero would. He did his learning. He did all the studying, so you guys didn't have to read. And guess what? He's going to hold you guys accountable. So give my man Dylan a call at 10-8 Personal Training, 951-445-3133. If you want to look as good as Dylan and Paul, call 951-445-3133. 10-8 Personal Training. You guys heard me talk about Affordable Roofing Co. You guys probably didn't take advantage of his fantastic price. Did you know it's only a division of Mullins Home Repair? That's right. Tony is like a superhero. He's kind of like Dylan a little bit. And guess what? He could do almost anything. But he specializes in roof. And it's time for you to get that leaky roof cleaned up. It's the South. It's always raining. Mold isn't good for you. I know it's in penicillin. You guys got that. You don't need the mold in your house. Get that roof repaired and clean it up. Call my man Tony at Affordable Roofing Co. That's the original Affordable Roofing Co. 423-593-9650. And even if you don't get your roof repaired, get an expert to tell you what's wrong with your ceiling. Give them a call. Again, that's Affordable Roofing Co. 423-593-9605. This podcast is brought to you by the Brown and Whitworth Foundation. I don't even know what they do. No one does. Does Chip know? I don't know. He might be part of the Illuminati because he's not telling me. Brown and Whitworth Foundation. Will Foundation what you guys do. Welcome to the Militia MMA podcast. I am super excited about this episode 17. We're actually with one of our original 10 members. It's been a long time. He probably should have been on this podcast 10 episodes. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome Paul Mckibben. How you doing, Paul?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you, Tom?
Awesome to finally have you on the podcast.
It's an honor to be on this podcast.
So, Paul, you're originally from this area, correct?
Yes. Born and raised in Chattanooga.
So, where were you born?
Well, I was born in this part of Chattanooga called Eastdale. It's like over pretty much in the hood.
Okay. What was that? Is that hospital still around?
Which hospital?
The one you were born at.
Yeah,
Unless they
yeah, it's still here, Erlanger. Yeah,
Erlanger.
yeah.
Oh, awesome. I didn't know, because it's the South, if they delivered you on the wagon or something.
Ah. No, I wish though. That'd be pretty cool.
Okay, so Eastdale. So Eastdale's a little bit of a rough area.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. Stayed there for a while, and we kind of bounced around a little bit and moved to East Chattanooga.
So you grew up, though, probably in the hood, right? A little
Yeah,
bit?
yeah, I stayed in the hood probably till my 6th grade year.
What was the hood of Chattanooga like
Um,
growing up?
it actually, growing up, to be honest, it wasn't that bad. I think my parents did a pretty good job of hiding that from me. But like growing up now, it's just like makes me think like, was it this bad growing up and not knowing what was really going on?
Everything was kind of like structured, like they had their eyes on you at all times.
Yeah, and I think back then, since we didn't have social media, I think that was probably the case. Because you couldn't know what was going on, so it made it seem like everything was just good, you know.
So yeah, so you don't know if there's a shooting or anything unless it's in the paper.
Yeah.
So, what was what grammar school did you go to?
Ooh, man, I went to a lot of different schools. I first started out in Hillcrest Elementary, and then I went to this school called Marion Garber. Then I went to this elementary school called East Lake Elementary.
Okay. I've heard a few of them. They're still around today.
Except for Marion Garber. Marion Garber is closed right now.
Okay. Was it a rough school?
Heck yeah, it was. It was like right next to Alton Park.
Now, what makes a school rough? It's probably not the kids at that age. It's probably like parents and teachers.
Yeah, I think so. Majority of the teachers there thinking about. I don't think they really care too much.
It's a paycheck.
Pretty much.
It's an easier job because if you don't care, it's a glorified babysitter.
Yeah, and then not to mention, the education wasn't really up to par either. You know, well, I didn't really apply myself, so maybe it was. I just didn't apply myself.
Yeah, well, who knows? At grammar school, it's who realistically wants to learn in that environment.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been doing it for years, but I don't know. Some kids are quick to label like ADD and stuff. It's just they don't learn in that type of environment, or maybe the teachers don't care enough to make it interesting.
Yeah, and I think that was probably that case too, because I think I might have got labeled with ADD is because of how quiet I am.
Okay.
You know, teachers would try to talk to me, but I wouldn't say nothing because, I mean, like I said, I could do the work. I just didn't want to do the work. I was like easily distracted. You know, they couldn't keep my attention to stay on the work.
So, and you weren't rambunctious or anything. You weren't a runaround kid, were you? Like run around and play.
Yeah, I was.
Oh,
I
right.
I ain't gonna say I was the class clown, but I mean I think I had a little bit of mean streak. You know,
Okay.
once I decided to play, I would play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you turned it on.
Yeah, exactly.
So you got out of that area around sixth grade.
Yeah.
What area did you move to?
Ended up moving to Ooltewah.
Ooltewah.
Yeah.
Now I hear that's the fancy area around here.
Yeah, it's real fancy now, but when I had got there, it was like the country.
Country, that's what I figured.
Oh yeah, man. It was when we moved out there, it was like I was used to seeing street lights, but when I got out there was no street lights.
So when it's dark at
It's
night.
dark. I mean, like where the Walmart is, the Publix, like all of that was like nothing but trees over there.
Okay.
Even like the Little Debbie Parkway, where it's like 4 lanes. It used to be 2 lanes through there, and it used to have a whole bunch of houses down through there.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And they took out the houses for the road?
Heck yeah, they did. They went down through there and told all them people, we're going to give you this price, and you got to be out this time.
Okay. Usually they do a good job of giving them fair market value, right? Or not back in that day.
Well, I think that for the market for housing is not how it is today, so they probably got gypped on that.
Yeah. Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's jumped up overnight over here.
Mm-hmm.
Because people like me are moving here. Now, growing up in Ottawa, it's a little more country. Did you have to deal with like a lot of racism and stuff, or especially the South, or is that just a common misconception?
No, I think that's definitely a real thing. I had to deal with it a couple times, but I didn't realize it until I got into the age of understanding what racism really is. And I can go back to a time where like there was one of my friends in the neighborhood, and he was doing stuff he wasn't supposed to be doing. And a cop came through the neighborhood, and he was asking questions about him and knew where he lived at and everything. And I was standing there with my white friends, and he walked past my white friends and pointed me out. I was just like, "Hey, what's your name? Give me your name, where you live. Is that your brother?" Like just assuming stuff just because we're pretty much the same color. I think he had like braids, and I had braids at the time. So yeah, I can say that was probably like a racist moment.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that he signaled you out.
Exactly.
Yeah, that mentality is, I feel like it's dying a little bit.
Maybe it's dying a little bit.
With our younger generation, of course.
Oh yeah, because they're doing the police job for them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's yeah. Did you realize that at the moment, or were you still too young to realize that? Oh, like this cop's being racist.
No, I didn't realize it at that moment, but the friends that I was with, they realized it, but I just kind of brushed it off.
Yeah.
It didn't even really bother me.
You didn't see color. You just saw everybody as people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And you're like, oh, he's just asking me because we're both people.
Yeah, yeah. And then luckily he asked me where I lived, and when he asked me that, I was literally standing in front of my house when he asked me. I was just like, I live right here. You want to go talk to my parents?
Yeah. What did your parents do?
My parents, my mom, she's pretty much an entrepreneur. She has always had her own business. She has her own nail salon, and now she is doing like selling like natural products called Melaleuca.
Okay.
I'm not too sure about that, but she's working on that, and yeah, that's all she's doing right now. And my dad, he worked at Shaw for a while, and
What is Shaw? I've heard it.
it's a carpet company.
Was it that? Did he work down in Dalton or here in Chattanooga?
The one that was in Fordo.
Okay.
Yeah. And he worked there for probably about maybe like 15 years. But before that, I think he worked at Mckibben for a while. And he worked at a lot of jobs, but he was there for like maybe like 10 years at that job. And he also served in the Vietnam War.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Did he end up a little messed up because of the Vietnam War?
He don't like to talk about that.
Yes, very quiet about it.
Yeah, he is. But I don't know how he was before he went to Vietnam, but from what I was told, the little bit that he had told me is just it did take him a while to adjust into coming back into the civilization.
Yes.
Of after seeing all that stuff that happened over in Vietnam.
When we weren't good to our troops too. I know there was a lot of experimental stuff. I think they tear gassed our troops too.
I think so too, and I watched a couple of the documentaries where they would make a mistake and bomb our own troops. Like, how could you make that type of mistake?
Well, it's because they don't care.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, that's it's numbers
Yeah.
to them. Everybody's dictator is the bad guy to some other country.
Yeah.
And I'm sure our leaders are bad guys to other countries.
No, who knows? This country is every country is corrupt. I don't care what nobody's saying.
Yes, no, every country is corrupt. I know there's certain levels to corruption.
Yeah.
But they say we don't rank too high on it, but that must be, who's making the charts.
I was about to say it's easy to say that when you're a bully,
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. And we are the lesser of the evil bullies.
Yeah.
like China. They're big time bullies, and we aren't as evil to our people. And even Russia, they have a little bit more control over the people's lives.
Yeah.
We get a little more freedom here.
Oh
More
yeah.
freedom here.
Oh yeah. It's definitely a blessing to be here.
1000%.
Oh yeah. I don't know how my life would be if I was in like China or Russia like that. Like you said, it's like the people really don't have no type of freedom in certain areas of their life.
Yes. Look at that. It's a hot topic right now, but I really feel for that one basketball player. Did you hear about that?
The Brittany Garner.
Yeah.
To be honest, I feel bad, but then I don't, because it's like, well, just because you're a star doesn't mean that you can break the law.
Yes.
So even though over here it might be okay, but in Russia it's not okay. So you have to deal with that penalty.
Yes.
And for them to, what I'm saying, like the brain, like, okay, well, if she was LeBron James, then she would get out. No, wrong is wrong and right is right.
Yes, exactly. Because we could go and do that, but what I see as bad is just somebody being locked. She's already done her time for weed.
Yeah.
It shouldn't, like, the punishment doesn't fit her crime, and I think their standards on that is probably harsh even to their people.
Mm-hmm. Oh, of course. Yeah, I don't think that she definitely shouldn't.
She did her time.
Yeah, let her go.
She's done more than enough now.
Yeah, just go ahead and let her go. And I feel like they shouldn't even have to do what's it called, a plea deal to like trade for her.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's terrible.
What, she been in there a month for having weed?
It's something like that.
Yeah, that sounds like enough time served.
Yeah, because I think, didn't they arrested her the first time and then they sent her back to the United States, but then she had to go back.
And she went back.
Yeah.
Yeah, she probably didn't have to go back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
And it just happens that she said some like anti-American things when this happened.
Yeah.
So everybody makes it a political thing. But as a humanitarian, I think like, all right, she served her. I think she should pay for a crime.
Yeah.
But I think the punishment doesn't fit the crime. That's my issue.
Yeah. Well, like you said, man, things are ran different when it comes to different countries. For us, we might be just a month or two just in jail. Over there, they might do like a year or something
or
like that.
Or 10 lashes. If this was, I think if you, any sort of drug in, not Dubai, what's one FC ran out of? Singapore.
Uh-huh.
I think if 3 strikes, you're like in jail for life.
Really?
Yeah.
No matter what it is?
No drugs in their country.
Uh-huh.
Some countries don't drink either. When we were in Chechnya, which is, it's like Russia's Puerto Rico. They're a Muslim nation.
Yeah.
Clean country, valuable trip, but there's no drinking in the country because the Quran is very strict on it.
Uh-huh.
Even like there's no pubs, there's no nothing. The only little bit of drinking was, they said all the foreign fighters who are non-Muslims are allowed to go to the top floor in this hotel that he owned, the Ramazan, and they could have a couple drinks and then go right back to the room.
Right.
And that was the only little bit of drinking there was in there.
I didn't even know that.
But it's like you get woken up by prayer.
Okay.
Like the people, you'll hear the hum
right.
in the morning. The chant.
Oh, okay, that's on the speakers.
No, you just hear them from their house. There's no speakers.
Oh,
They're
really?
Third world, from their prayer rugs, and they're like harmonized. You'll hear the people praying. In the morning.
Oh, okay. So it's so many of them to the point to where like it's echoing through.
Yeah, I think it's at a certain hour you'll hear it.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they live in like it's a different way of lifestyle, but they definitely live with their purpose.
Yeah.
And like there was no women anywhere, but
yeah,
it was just that in their society, women are considered goddesses, but the fights and this stuff is men's stuff.
Yeah.
And they separate things a little bit that way.
I don't know too much about Muslims. To be honest, on who they worship or what it is they actually believe in. I know they believe in God, but That's
Give
his
them a
fault.
different name.
Yeah, like Muhammad or something like that, isn't it?
Muhammad is their prophet,
Okay.
but they also think that Jesus and Abraham are prophets as well.
Yeah.
So instead of just saying one prophet, this is the one prophet, they're like, nah, everybody's a prophet. But
Yeah.
we got another guy too.
Yeah.
You want Buddha, throw him in there too.
Okay, yeah, it's a lot of religions where they say when they talk about Jesus, they believe that he was a real man and that he was a prophet, a healer, and all that stuff. But the only difference is they just don't believe that he's God in the flesh.
So that comes with the big debate is because Romans were great record keepers.
Yeah,
So Jesus definitely exists.
yeah,
I think the great debate is if he died and rose again.
right. Because nobody actually seen him rise again, except for, well, the disciples didn't see him, well, no one see him, but they saw him after he had rose. That's the only thing about that.
So you're religious, very religious, Paul?
Well, I would say as far as like the religious standpoint, I'm not gonna say that I am a Christian because that's a religion, that's a man-made religion. So whenever I tell people, I say I'm Christ-like. I try to be like Jesus Christ.
Okay. And so, like, I mean, some of these people even put their names on the Bible. The King James Version
Yep,
was written by a man.
yep,
And it's actually, the Bible's a collection of books.
yeah.
A lot of people don't know that.
Oh yeah, it's a collection of, I don't know how many books is in that Bible. I think it's like around like 30. I might be wrong on that. And it's actually supposed to be more that was supposed to be put in it.
Yes. I heard there was, I spoke with a buddy who's really religious and into it. There was some sort of, what's it called? There was some sort of, they had to hit certain criteria to make the Bible. I forget what it was, what he was telling me, but there was specific criteria
Yeah.
for them to make it.
Yeah. Now, I've also heard that when it comes to translating the Bible, I forgot who it was that they said they had to do it, but they had to make sure that they had to write it down to the teeth. And if they made one mistake, then they would just burn it and then just like rewrite it again.
Huh.
So it was like really thoroughly like to the best of their ability to try to translate from Hebrew to English, the Hebrew to like Spanish and all the other stuff.
But yeah, so it probably, when they were translated, I wonder what was the first, because it was, all this stuff went down in the Middle East.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it probably went from Hebrew to some sort of Aramaic, I believe it's Arabic.
Mm-hmm.
Arabic. Yeah, I believe the religion is, the language is called Aramaic or Arabic or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, like I said, I don't know. I'm still learning about I'm still learning about the Bible and what other people believe in, because I want to try to understand everyone else and then sit down with someone and then we can have a discussion about it, agree to disagree, you know?
and then share ideas.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about evolution?
Evolution. I think evolution is a real thing. I mean, we evolve all the time.
Yeah. We're actually still evolving.
Yeah.
I read a study online that our bone density is down because we have less hard labor in our lives. So our kids are being built with lighter bones.
I totally believe that, because going back to the technology, now kids is not going outside and playing a whole lot. So they're not building that strength around the bones so that they can be athletic. So whenever they do decide to go into the workforce, then they can be able to work.
I actually heard too that we are having a trouble with new recruits in our army.
Oh, really?
That they are a little too soft and brittle.
Yeah.
And they're like from video games.
Yeah.
That and staying home, that they are just like not up to which isn't a huge standard the army doesn't put you at, that it's a standard of fitness that the average person could attain.
Yeah.
They're not hitting, unless we're talking like Navy SEALs or some sort of combat specialist, they're not like hitting elite level athletes, conditioning
Yeah.
heart rate levels and stuff.
Yeah. And I think see, whenever I was going to elementary school and I went to PE classes, I don't know if they still do it or not, but like we had like competitions.
Did you have the presidential fitness challenge?
I don't know what that is, but I mean, like we had the type of competitions where like to see who can do the jump rope the
Okay.
longest, who can hula hoop the longest,
Okay.
who's the fastest, and well, they had. I'm pretty sure they still got track for elementary schools. I did that, and yeah, man, I don't even know if they still do that kind of
They
stuff.
when I was a kid, they would do something. I think they sent this to everybody. The presidential fitness uh criteria or something,
Mhm.
and you would go like it would be like 8 pull-ups.
Yeah.
You would have to do this many sit-ups in an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, in a minute, and then there was like the sit and reach, how far you could touch and push the thing over.
Okay, so now I know what you're talking about. See,
You probably did that too.
we did, and we did that in high school, and that was for like an exam.
Okay, we did that at grammar school. I failed it all. But I almost broke the record for sit and reach.
Oh man,
Such an athlete. I
I
could
know,
reach my
right?
toes better.
Right. But you said that you don't really have that much of mobility in your hips. So what happened?
No, I got good hip
Oh,
mobility.
okay then.
Yeah, I got good hip mobility. My hips are out. That's
Okay.
why that's why my back came in jiu-jitsu so well, because
Yeah.
of mobility.
Okay.
I lack a little bit of shoulder mobility from just so much static strength training.
Yeah.
And wrestling's a little bit more static strength.
Yeah.
Like striking it with your hands is more elastic,
Yeah.
rubbery.
Yeah.
And so you need like more fast twitch stuff, and it's almost stuff without weight,
Yeah.
like explosion or like clapping push-ups.
Yeah.
That's good for building punching power.
Yeah.
You're into working out yourself.
Oh yeah, man. I like working out.
I heard you taught yourself to lift.
I did pretty much, man. I had to watch a whole bunch of videos and learn through trial and error of hurting myself and
Were you learning from VHS tapes?
man. I didn't actually start like really working out until like maybe like 4 years ago.
Oh, whoa. Did you play sports in high school?
Yeah, I played sports. I played my ninth grade year, and then I stopped all
What'd
the
you do
way.
in ninth grade? Football?
Yeah, I played football, and I tried to play again my senior year, and I ended up getting hurt and missing that whole entire season.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so I tried to go out and play. I was gonna try to go to college and be a walk-on, but I didn't apply myself during high school, so I had to go to like a historical black college that pretty much would accept anybody.
What's a historical black college?
And the
For us white folk who don't know.
So, and a historical black college is literally what it is saying. It's literally like where predominantly I would say like 95% of the students is black.
Okay.
And maybe you might have a handful of white kids and maybe like an Indian in there. But it's like a school for, like I said, it's for anybody, but mainly for like black kids who struggle through high school and making it easier. It makes it easier, but it's supposed to be affordable
Okay.
for black kids who can't go to those high universities.
Do they give scholarships and stuff too?
Yeah, they give out scholarships, but you have to maintain a certain GPA.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. So probably get some funding from the NCAA.
I'm not sure if they do or not, but I've been noticing here lately when it comes to the athletes like Deion Sanders. You know, he ended up going to Jackson State
Okay.
and being the head coach for the football team, and that's another historical black college.
Okay.
And Eddie George, the running back that used to play for the Titans, I think he's at Tennessee State, and that's also another historical black college. So
Tennessee State.
yeah, TSU.
Okay.
Um,
How's that? They got a good football team, right? Or
well, now they will be.
Now they do.
Yeah, now they will be. And
Okay.
the college that Deion Sanders had went to, they're actually getting good because of his name alone. You know, he's bringing in top recruits. You know, and he ended up this year. He made Nick Saban really mad because there was a top #1 receiver that had committed to Alabama, but he ended up going to Jackson State because of Deion Sanders.
Jackson, Mississippi, or Jackson, Tennessee?
Jackson, Tennessee.
Okay. Is there a lot of those historical black colleges in Mississippi? Because a lot of people don't know that's the only state in the union that's predominantly black.
Yeah.
Mississippi.
Yeah, it's yeah, I think there's a couple of historical black colleges in Mississippi, and there's some in Alabama.
Most are in the south,
yeah.
southeast, right?
Pretty much. If I'm not mistaken, Harvard is a historical black college. I think so. I'm not totally
It's my
sure.
first time hearing this.
Yeah, it's because I know it's. I can't exactly remember, but there's like a really like top school that's a historical black college. I just can't remember what it is, but for some reason I want to say Harvard.
Now, there's a lot of those.
Stanford.
Stanford.
Okay. Yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Also, there's a lot of the great black leaders all came from a specific college. Harriet Tubman.
Yeah.
Martin Luther King, I think, went to the same college.
Yeah.
All the civil rights leaders, Malcolm X, all went to the specific college and learned the strategies to fight for equality.
Yeah, they all pretty much went to a historical black college.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it trained them to let's get this movement going and fight for equality.
They're strong people. It takes a strong person to do what they did.
Yeah, big time. Just stand up and go against the grain.
Yeah.
Any time to go against the grain.
Oh yeah, not only that, and knowing that not only to put your life in jeopardy, but your family.
Yeah.
And that's a lot. It's literally you against the world, and maybe a couple people. You know, you might have hundreds of people behind you, but I mean, realistically, you might have just 5 that might be down to die with you.
Yeah, it's like learning who your true friends are.
Yeah.
You never want to get to that point in your life where you learn who your true friends are.
I mean, I think it has to happen. It definitely has to happen for you to know who your true friends are, because not everybody is meant to go to where you're supposed to be going.
Yes. And not everybody's meant to go against the crowd either.
Yeah.
That takes special people.
Oh, yeah.
To question. And it seems like when there's anytime maybe in Nazi Germany, it's like nobody really questioned. They just kind of followed the narrative. We even seen it with COVID.
Yeah. Yeah.
Besides my little city in California and the South, everybody went with the orders.
Yeah.
You still see people wearing masks.
Oh, I just came from the gym, and there was a guy in there working out with a mask on. It's just like, I don't know how you're working out with this mask on, but you can't be feeling good right now.
Yeah, what's up with, they're like, all right, everything we said was kind of wrong.
Yeah.
And maybe the conspiracy people were right, and people are still wearing masks.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. The whole virus thing was blown out of proportion. Way out of proportion.
I had an interesting conversation with George. We were talking about this whole situation with the economy and inflation.
Yeah.
And everybody's saying Biden, right? Blame the scapegoat. But George made an interesting point. Maybe that was F or K on the scale to get to Z.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't A. It was just one of the things along that.
Yeah.
A was shutting down the economy for 2 years.
Yeah.
And then Trump printed money and gave it to people too.
Yeah.
He's better than the guy we have now, but there were still things that were done on both sides to make this bad.
Yeah.
And to just blame one thing, I think the real root of the problem is we shut down the economy. That is A. We shut down the economy for 2 years.
Yeah, basically. And not only you shut the economy down, but then you gave all these people this free money, and now they don't even want to work no more.
No. And I think that's going to the people who want to get ahead are going to get ahead.
Yeah.
Because some of those who didn't like decide to take the money and like I'm gonna work, but I'm gonna go for the job I never had or I couldn't get.
Yeah.
But I remember it was hard as hell to get bartending jobs back in the day.
It was so hard to get a job right now. And then not only that, you can go to like a McDonald's and start out at $14 an hour. That's gravy.
Yeah.
Especially for a kid like in high school or something like that. Oh man, making bank.
And it's not what you make, it's what you do with the money.
Exactly.
If you go spend, you eat all your meals out.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's gonna add up. Or you buy nice things. You buy the new car.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate trap. The new car.
It is, man. Very. And the new cars these days, oh, I don't like them with all the computers that you got to put into it instead of it just being like a regular, like my little Ford 98 out there, you know.
You got a 98 Explorer.
98
You're
Explorer.
working on it, right? It's
Yeah.
a project car
It's a project car and a daily car.
and a daily driver.
Yeah.
So it's running well right now.
Oh yeah, it's running really good. I've had that truck for going on 10 years now.
Wow. So you bought it in 2012,
Yeah, somewhere around
somewhere
there.
around there.
Yeah.
And what made you want to get a 98 Explorer? I guess it wasn't a classic back then because it's only 15 years old.
Yeah, it wasn't. It definitely wasn't a classic. When I was trying to look for a car, I knew I wanted an SUV, and the woman that my dad was talking to, she brought me this paper, and she was just like, "Oh, there's a SUV that's been sold at this place for like $3,000." I was just like, "Oh, I'm gonna go check it out," and I went there, and then I drove, and I was just like, "Yeah, I'll take it."
How's it been treating you?
Wonderful. You know, the first time I bought it, I instantly drove to Memphis to go visit my brother. And after we left from Memphis, I had to immediately drive to Atlanta to drop my other brother off to get his car and then drive back home to Chattanooga.
So you drove the thing around.
Oh,
to see
yeah.
what you got
It's been around. If that truck can talk, it'll tell you some things.
How many miles is on that?
It is 212,000 miles.
Okay, you have to replace. I'm sure you have to replace some stuff.
The
It's a Ford.
the only major thing I had to replace on that was my radiator.
Oh, that's nothing.
Yeah.
That's not major. You did it yourself.
Yeah. Well, I had a friend that helped me out. I'm trying to learn how to do cars, but I got a friend that really knows cars, and I ain't gonna say I did all the work. I mean, he pretty much did everything.
Radiator's like a good start, like to start getting into cars.
Yeah, it is. And when we took that one out, it was harder than what it should have been, because I could tell that radiator has never been taken out before. And the reason why I had to take it out is because it cracked on me. And when we took it out, it was like full of gunk in it.
Probably disintegrating a little
Yeah,
bit.
man,
Like just been used.
they never flushed it out. I can tell they never flushed it. But they took good care of the truck. It's just that they probably never flushed the radiator.
That ain't such a big deal, though.
No,
As long
no.
as it ain't the engine or transmission.
Yeah.
So you're learning how to work on cars by buying that truck.
Pretty
10
much.
years ago.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What's it get you, about 6 miles to the gallon?
It feels like it.
It feels like it. I bet it's hurting you.
Yeah, especially when these gas prices almost went up to $5. I was just like, y'all need to calm down.
Yeah, right? You got to get a Prius with that. Is that your only car?
Yeah, that's my only car.
Yeah, you're like, I'm going to stay in town.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So you went to college.
Yes.
And did you graduate college?
I did not graduate college. I went to Lemoyne and I ended up dropping out my senior year.
Senior year?
Yeah.
What were you doing? Fucking around? Like,
No, man.
Having fun?
I had way too much fun. I'm gonna put that out there. But no, a lot of combinations happened that year. My grandmother ended up dying that year.
Sorry for your loss.
Oh, well, she's in a whole lot better place.
Yeah.
And so I was very depressed about that, and I was on my way that year to drive as a matter of fact, that's actually my second Ford. My first Ford was a 95, and it had a sunroof in it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
Same thing, Explorer.
yeah, it was the Explorer. And I was on my way driving to school, and I was going down this hill about 70 miles an hour. And as I'm going down this hill, it starts drifting to the left. So I'm like, okay, let me pull it back. And I let off the gas whenever I pulled it back. And then it goes back to the left again. So then I'll pull it back to the right again, and then all of a sudden it just spins sideways.
Oh,
And I'm
no.
going down this hill on the freeway at like 60 miles an hour. And I'm holding the door, and I end up going into a ditch, and I end up hitting a tree. And so that happened.
Probably all tense, too.
Oh yeah, I was very tense. I didn't even know after everything had calmed down. I was just like, man, why is my head hurting? And I had a cut on my hand. I was just like, and then I looked, the radio popped out and hit me in the head, and I didn't even realize it. So I was also depressed about that. Then I was in a relationship, and I put a whole lot to that relationship, and it just abruptly ended. So all of that just happened all at once, and then I'm in the city by myself. I ain't got nobody to talk to. So I was just like, after that, I finished that semester, and then I came back home, and I never went back.
That was it. One semester left.
One semester left.
Do you ever think about going back and finishing it, or doing at least one class at a time online?
Well, as of right now, I am finishing up. I am back in school. I'm finishing up my associate's degree at Chat State. Every time I say I'm about to be done, another class pops up.
So you weren't able to take your what you accomplished at the other school and take it to Chat State?
Oh, yes, I definitely was. I was able to transfer my classes from Lemoyne to Chat State.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got about a year left, you think?
Well, it'll be a year. It's going to be a year because I'm working full time also, so I can only take so many classes. So
You're full-time at Amazon, correct?
yeah, good old Jeff Bezos.
What do you think? What's it like working at Amazon?
To be honest, Amazon's really not that bad of a place.
You get a decent paycheck.
Yeah.
Good benefits.
Yeah, the way how I look at it, I'm getting paid to work out.
What do you do? What's your job? What's your day like at Amazon? If you're
Oh,
allowed to
man.
talk about it. I know they got like extensive. Don't talk about it.
Yeah, what's
contract.
going on in here? Yeah, they got all that. But as far as me, I pretty much do whatever they tell me to do, but I put a little stipulations on it. But I'm a picker, so I go in there and I pick. I might go to the ship dock. I might load trucks, or I might go to what is called transship. What it is it's just a whole bunch of items going into a tote, and then they'll put it on the truck, and then they'll take it to another facility and work on the robot that they have there.
Is your plant automated at all?
It's a what?
Is your plant automated at all? Because
Uh,
I hear some of these are working towards full automation. Is that true?
I think so. Well, our facility now is going into a vendor's returns facility. It's not going to be so much of a fulfillment center to where we fulfill customer orders. We're really going to be doing like a whole bunch of returns.
Okay, so Charleston will probably still stay. Charleston, Tennessee will
Yeah.
probably stay fulfillment, right?
They might. I haven't heard anything about them changing, but I would imagine that they will still be a fulfillment center.
Do you guys get busier during the holidays?
We used to, but the more he opens up facilities, the less of the work we get.
I think there's probably right now a little bit of a drop off in shopping on Amazon.
Oh no, I doubt that.
You doubt? All
I
right.
doubt it because he wouldn't be building more facilities if that was the case. He's dropping them left and right.
That's so crazy.
Like he's about to build another one out in Knoxville, and I think he's got about 2 out in Knoxville right now. And in Nashville, I think he's got about 3. In Atlanta, I think he's got about 3. And of course, he got 2 here in Chattanooga. Yeah, they're
Not counting
everywhere.
the one in Charleston, right?
Yeah, in Charleston. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I think that's still like Chattanooga.
Yeah. Ish. Yeah.
Ish.
Kinda. It's like 45 minutes up the
Yeah,
road.
it's without traffic. It's
Yeah.
even closer.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, I don't think they'll take out Walmart though.
No, I don't think so. I thought to be honest, I feel like he could if he really want to. I feel like he could, but I don't think that would be good if
Well,
he
no,
did.
Walmart's doing their own experimental stuff too. When I commentate,
Yeah.
I commentate in Walmart land, Bentonville, Arkansas.
Yep.
So that's where it's
Yeah.
created, and that's where they run all their test stuff. So they have like the whole city. They own the banks there because they were getting hit on processing fees. So it was cheaper for them to buy the banks
Yep.
and own the banks instead of paying processing fees.
Okay.
So they did that. They have like the Walmart amphitheater, the Walmart auto parts store,
Yep.
the Walmart like CVS. It's like they do all different Walmart things, but it's also they run their test stuff.
Okay.
So they're like their big thing I think they're working on now is ordering online, pulling up, and people loading your cars up.
Yeah.
So they have facilities that just do that in Bentonville.
Yeah.
So they're still working their inner. They're still working their inner stuff and their ideas to make them innovative. And I feel like they're just two different. Like Amazon's online, and they're brick and mortar still. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that came right around the same time where Jeff Bezos had bought a portion of what is it, Whole Foods? Yeah, he bought Whole Foods, and you can buy groceries online and have it delivered to you. So I think that happened right around the same time Walmart started doing to where you can just pull up and then they just load you up.
Yeah, they're still finishing it out.
Yeah.
They're working the kinks out from what I understand.
Yeah.
But it looks like even like Food Lion over here is trying to do that.
Yeah.
The only problem is you don't pick your produce.
Yeah.
You don't pick your meat.
Oh, really?
Well, like they give you whatever. Probably good for them. They're like, oh, this guy ordered online. Let's give him this stuff that's about to expire.
Right. Oh, I didn't even know that. I thought you can pick your own stuff out.
Well, yeah, you're like, I need apples.
Yeah.
So you click on apples, and then they fill the basket and drive it to your car.
Right.
So you don't actually get to like look at the picture of every chicken.
I got you. I know
You know what
you're
I mean?
saying. They're going to give you whatever it is, like you said. It's
Whatever's
about
efficient.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah,
help
that's-
with waste in the country.
Oh, I don't know. I think that's kind of messed up in itself too. You get the stuff that's literally about to spoil. Yeah. That's kind of that's
Get your
messed up.
lazy ass up and walk inside.
Yeah,
though,
just
right?
go ahead and get it. Just go ahead and get it.
If you want the convenience, you take whatever's efficient.
Yeah, you get what you get.
I enjoy going to the store and like getting out.
I've gotten better. I have gotten better. I'm very self-conscious about myself.
Really?
Yeah.
You're generally quiet.
Yeah.
Until you know somebody.
Yeah, that also plays into the environment that I grew up in. The environment that I had grew up in made me very observant of my surroundings. So I was already a quiet kid growing up, but like I said, growing up into the hood and going to a historical black college that's like literally in the middle of the hood, and that's another fact. If you look at every historical black college, it is in the hood.
Even Stanford, I think. Stanford is.
Mm-hmm. It is.
That's California, right? Stanford,
No,
I believe.
No, I can't remember where that's at. But yeah, just being in Memphis and living in the hood made me very observant of my surroundings. So in order for me to be observant, I need to be quiet and look at everybody.
When your mouth is closed, your ears and eyes work better.
Exactly.
That actually is like a lot of people who survive in the hood and don't really mess with the gang members and stuff are very quiet and observant.
Yeah.
They internalize a lot of things.
Yeah.
You have trouble sleeping because your brain's always working?
Yeah, sometimes I do. Even during the work week, there'll be some times where like I'll go to sleep and I'll be dog tired, and then I'll wake up and then I'm like, oh, I'm ready to go, and then look and I've only slept for like 4 hours, and then I can't go back to sleep.
Then you're trying to like solve some problem in your head that might have stressing you out, or
yeah. And then like I said, I'm very self-conscious of myself, so I always think of how I was that previous day and how I can make myself better the next day. So try to be more a better servant for everyone else that's around me.
That seems to be like the best quality of life too.
Yeah.
If you could, if your goal is to help people and serve, almost.
Yeah.
I like to consider this job as kind of a service job too.
It definitely is. Yeah, you definitely teaching someone is definitely serving them because you're helping them along to level up.
And we got trouble youths in here.
Yeah.
We got Crazy Nick coming in here. He's actually getting ready. I told him if he does 3 months straight of jiu-jitsu 5 days a week, I'm going to get him a championship for match at Naga for the belt.
Yeah.
So, like, that's a part of helping Nick out. Giving him a win.
Oh,
you know, I like to consider my job as giving people wins.
Yeah.
I try to make it about that.
Well, to be honest, I can't even say this is your job, man. This is like something that you definitely really like doing. And when it's something that you really like to do, it's not even really considered a job.
It can be. The hours are long.
Yeah.
Just, you know, it's like new things, like running the business.
Yeah.
Like inventory, or like yesterday it took me an hour because the sprayer handles came out of the thing, and it was like, I was telling George, I was like, this is like the BS of the job. Like, it's gonna take me an hour to get the sprayer to back into a backpack.
Yeah.
Or stuff in the bag.
Oh man.
You know, it's
George, man.
Oh man, talk about a talented kid.
I'm talking about he's in the literal. I think you gave him the nickname Action Figure. That is like the perfect name.
I was
for
calling him. I gave him two, Homo Superior. Well, no, I was calling him Hitler's Wet Dream. Blonde hair, blue eyes, all muscles. I was calling him that. And then I was also calling him. So he works out at this place called Jason House Fitness. And it's a bunch of gay guys on like Instagram gay, and they all like flex and stuff. And I was like, I am waiting for George to post a photo with them that's a little questionable, because they'll do it. And then he did. And I was like, I sent him a picture. I was like, well, if it isn't by Curious George. But he is like an action figure too.
He is an action figure, man. He's a stud, man. He's definitely going to be the next champion.
If he wants. He's not even sure if he wants to make this a living.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. Well,
Yeah.
He's
like, I'm just enjoying it.
And seeing that, and that's what makes him that much better, because that's how I feel too. Whenever I come in here, I really don't want to try to do anything. I'm just coming in here because it's fun.
You enjoy the workout aspect,
Yeah,
of it and learning the skill.
Yeah.
How'd you find the place?
As a matter of fact, I was sitting at home as usual, up late at night, can't go to sleep, just thinking, and I just started watching videos of different people fighting, and I ended up on some Mike Tyson videos, and I was just like, you know what, I could do that. And then so I started looking up. I'm just like, I wonder if there's some boxing gyms around here. And then I got on Google, and then I searched boxing gyms around here, and yours popped up. And then I was just like, oh, that's literally like 2 minutes away. I'm gonna go check this out. And I got up and I drove to see where it was at, and it took me all the way over there on the other side of Save-A-Lot. At the end.
Yeah, we're still messed up in the computer.
And then I went there, and I was just like, oh, so this place might not be legit. So they might just be scamming folks. So I circled around, and then I came to the other side of Save-A-Lot, and it was another door, but it was like paper on the wall, on the door, and I couldn't see in it. And I was just like, this place is full of crap. So I ended up leaving, and the next day I was just like, you know what, I'm going to go try it again. I'm going to say I'm not going to keep talking about this place. So I'm going to come over, and I'm going to just drive through the whole plaza. And then I drove through, and I was just like, man, this place is full of shit. I'm just like, man, this is pissing me off. And then I looked, and I was just like, oh, there it is. I'm going to just come in here tomorrow, and then I'm going to try to sign up.
That's awesome. Yeah. We were probably first month you joined.
Yeah.
You were, besides Dylan and his family, you were like my fourth member. You came right after Eric's family.
Oh yeah, man. And then I had the pleasure of getting some. Well, how many one-on-ones I had?
We
At least
had
about
a
two.
couple.
Yeah, at least 2 or 3.
Yeah. learning boxing, getting to know each other.
Exactly.
My first 10, 20 always have a special place in my heart,
Yeah.
for sure. And it sucks. We've lost a good crop of them, but
Yeah.
the ones who stick around, I don't think are going anywhere. Unless life takes them somewhere.
Exactly. You know, it's at the time they were weeds and they got weeded out. Then here comes some new fresh
Or
flowers.
life just even took them
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
We've been doing a pretty good job. I like to say every member, I enjoy their company.
Yeah.
So not I kick them out.
Yeah. I mean, you learn something every time, whether they're good or bad.
Yeah, and most people are very nice and very welcoming. And
Yeah.
I try to nip that in the butt, because it takes one bad apple to spoil.
Yeah.
So you played a little bit of semi-pro football.
Yeah.
Correct?
Oh yeah, man. Semi-pro football, man, is different. It is a whole bunch of older guys that's literally trying to relive their glory days.
So it's not like guys who didn't make the NFL this year, they're going to go here and get scooped up.
Oh no! I mean, you can get scooped up, but you will have to do some incredible stuff to get noticed when it comes to semi-pro.
Unless it was like a giant lineman, right?
I don't know because the linemen really ain't that good in semi-pro.
Oh, okay. Because
So-
I hear of like that one dude who was on construction and got called up for the Patriots to play line.
Yeah, I mean stuff like that is possible. Like I said, he had to been like a freakishly athlete.
Or just big enough block.
Yeah. So when it comes to semi-pro, it's like I put it in a grade like, you got high school, and then I'll put semi-pro and arena football kind of in the same level. Then you got the CFL, then you got your NFL as the top.
Is the XFL still around?
They
bought it back.
They bought it back, and the USFL actually came back this year because the USFL used to be a league a while back, and they just came back this year, and they actually played a whole season. That season was pretty good.
What did it get? Like a little bit of old pros?
No, they're not actually that much older. They're fairly young. They're kids who, well, they're not kids. They're grown men who actually made it to the league and maybe played like 2-3 years, and they didn't make it, but then they're able to go into that.
Do they make some pretty decent money there?
Yeah, you can make six figures doing
That's
that.
what I was figuring. Maybe you make a living, 100,000, 200,000.
Yeah.
If you're on the bigger end, maybe 3,
Yeah.
2.
Yeah, which is still pretty good.
Yeah, it's better than
It's just
Amazon,
like, yeah,
like
exactly.
work.
Yeah. Oh heck yeah.
And to do what you love and get paid a living,
Yeah.
it's definitely more of a risk because you are going to get brain damage.
Exactly. That's another thing that I have taken into consideration. If I was to have a child, would I let him play football? And that would be a really hard decision, especially all the injuries that I have dealt with that can possibly linger on into my older age.
That's how I feel about fighting too.
Yeah.
I told a lot of fighters. They always say my son's never going to do this,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's like my grandpa was a boxer, and he said my son was never going to do this. So his son did it, but his grandson did.
Exactly.
You know? So there's a lot of chance it skips a generation.
Yeah.
But then again, there's a fighter named Antonio McKee.
Mm-hmm.
He was a really good fighter, huge record, really knew how to fight.
Yeah.
Was a boring fighter.
Yeah.
But that was back when there was 4 UFCs a year, so he never got his call. So he was like 29-3, beating up UFC vets in boring decisions.
Mm-hmm.
But there was still no. They gave him one shot. Some guy subbed him, and they cut him.
Yeah.
But his son is killing it in Bellator.
Yeah.
I think he lost his first fight, right?
Yeah, just recently.
Just recently, but other than that, he was 13-1.
Yeah.
He won the title.
And he won the title, lost the title, and I heard the decision was close. So it's like, and then also it's like, did you teach your son from your mistakes?
Yeah.
Obviously did.
Oh yeah, a whole lot. And then I know I would have to put myself in check because if he was or her was to decide to play the any type of sport, I would have to calm it down a little bit just because I know the risk. So I would definitely do my best to give them the best teaching that they could because I had to teach myself how to play football and I had to teach myself how to work out.
You were self-taught by football.
Pretty much.
Most things are you self-taught on?
Yeah, pretty much.
Interesting. Except like boxing and stuff. You came
Oh
here.
well, yeah, I came here. Yeah,
Yeah, but you probably watch some video at home, right? A little bit.
yeah, I watch a little bit of video, and I still watch video whenever I'm at home. I take what you teach me here, and then I apply it at home, and then I watch videos, and then I try to imitate whoever it is that I'm watching, and then I try to come in here and I imitate who I'm trying to act like, and then I let you critique me, and then I try to fix it.
And you actually enjoy the holding mitts aspect almost more than you do hitting. A little.
Yeah, I love holding the mix. Like I said, it's part of the serving part that I enjoy doing, or try to get into enjoy doing.
Did you ever think about going to be a teacher of some sort? Or
Not
like
really.
a kinesiologist or
What is that?
that's basically so if you got a degree in kinesiology, you know the study of the body.
Okay.
That's what physical therapists generally get, or they have to have in addition to their I think it's doctorate now in
Yeah.
California and New Jersey to be a physical therapist.
Yeah.
But you got to know like muscle spindles, how they work,
Yeah.
how your tendons,
Yeah.
bone structure. So it's the study of the body.
Yeah. See, and that goes in the line of I've always thought about wanting to go to school to try to be a trainer, just to learn how to properly teach someone. Not no more so to try to get paid for it, because I really don't really care about getting paid. If I did, I mean, I would, of course I would take it, but I really don't care if I get paid to do it. Just the joy of seeing someone advancing and maybe potentially take it to the next level, that right there is enough for me.
I think you got to make sure you paid and
Yeah.
like enough to make sure your bills. It'd be nice to have a house
Yeah.
and not having to work forever.
Yeah.
Like we all we generally need is enough money to get us into the dirt comfortably.
Yeah.
And if we teach our kids well, they shouldn't need any of our money.
Yeah.
But it's always nice to leave them. But you also got to make sure you take care of yourself.
Oh yeah.
But a lot of guys who go to school for like that become performance trainers, like that teach high level athletes to be faster, make pretty good money.
Oh yeah, they definitely do.
I think you'd be good at that field too.
Oh, I think I would too. I have no doubt about that. I know whatever it is that I want to do, I know I can do it.
As long as you're interested.
Exactly.
What are you going to school for now?
It is called non-destructive testing.
Non-destructive testing.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with it because you told me, but explain to our folks at home.
So non-destructive testing is basically an inspector who can go to like let's just say Volkswagen, and I can go there and look at their frames, and they got machines that does welding, so I can go behind the machines and make sure that like they'll have a certain code to where like the bead will have to be a certain length, and I can go there and I can check, and maybe it's supposed to be like 1/8 of an inch, but it might be smaller than that. Like, all right, no, you got to redo that, send it back to the line. So that's basically what I can do. I can go to inspect pipelines, making sure they're not corroding, making sure they're not cracking, making sure they're at the width that they're supposed to be at, all that stuff.
Most of it's dealing with metal, though, right?
Pretty much, yeah, all of it.
All of
dealing
it's
with
metal, so you're
all
not
of
like
it.
checking concrete or anything.
I could go into concrete. Heck, I can go into inspecting apples if I really want
Because
to.
you probably have to, with concrete, it'd probably be more with like dams and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Most definitely with making sure that the dams are good. I can be an inspector of bridges too, making sure that the support beams ain't got no crack in it.
Yes, or that metal wire
Yeah.
is like still has plenty of play left in it.
Well, not necessarily the wire, but the metal that's up under the bridge that actually holds the concrete, the metal that's up under all that. That
Like the
holds,
I-beams and stuff?
Yeah, exactly. Making sure that that's all good.
I think Lake Winnie needs to hire you because I bet they haven't had one of you guys down there in 10 years.
Oh man, I think everybody needs
Yeah, they're
some
gonna
type of.
follow you and like, hey, shut this place down.
Right, man. My people at Militia be coming here, so they're
Shut
yeah,
that down.
yeah.
Paul, it's been awesome having you on the podcast. I want you to give a shout out to your mom's company. I want maybe if you got a website, tell them to go visit, get the beautiful skincare products.
Yeah. Yeah, so like I said, my mom, she works at Melaleuca. Um yeah, if you want some products, man, you can hit her up. Is it all right if I put a number
I
on
want you to advertise your mom's shit because I'm sure she does a good job. I met her. She's an awesome lady.
Oh yeah, so yeah, if you want to talk to her and not only just like buy products, but you can also become your own manager and you can sell the products off yourself. So if you would like to, get more information about that, her number is 803-503-5333.
And if you prank her, I'm whooping your ass, guys.
Also, I want to make a quick shout out, a very special shout out. I want to shout out to God, for sending his son, Jesus Christ, and also for sending you, Tom, because you have touched a lot of people in this gym and you're doing wonderful works, and you are a handsome man. You said you wasn't a handsome man the last podcast. I remember that. And that is not true because you wouldn't be married right now.
Hey, when you're, it's only because I made it on TV, Paul.
No, man, you ain't on TV now, so
No,
it's something is keeping
I got
her
her
here.
at the height. Now it's like she's stuck with me now.
Oh, man.
Paul, thank you so much for coming on the podcast, guys. This has been episode 17. Keep tuning in. And make sure you say what's up to Paul next time you're in.
Yeah,
He's
man.
quiet, but he likes you.
I love everybody.
Paul, thank you.
Thank you.